Hi everyone, Ashlyn here from Minister for Happiness and welcome to this week's story time. Each Sunday I share an inspiring story, one for you to reflect upon and hopefully take the lesson into your life. And this week I want to talk a little bit about the real recipe for success. A man named Samuel Pierpont Langley, a man I'd never heard of until recently, in the early 20th century was given $50,000 by the War Department to encourage him to figure out the flying machine, which at the time everyone was trying to do. But Samuel Pierpont Langley was a very well-connected man who knew all the great minds at the time, and with the money he was given, he was able to hire these great minds to help him figure out the flying machine. He was secretary of the Smithsonian and had a seat at Harvard, and the New York Times followed him around everywhere. Everybody waited in anticipation for him to succeed because they really believed if anyone could do it, it was him. A few hundred miles away in Dayton, Ohio, two brothers by the name of Orville and Wilbur Wright were also pursuing the dream of figuring out the flying machine. But the two brothers didn't have the backing of the War Department. In fact, they backed their dream with the bit of money they made from their bicycle shop. They had people who really believed in them and their dream, though, working with them. And none of them had a college education. Neither did either of the Wright brothers themselves. And the New York Times probably didn't even know they existed. But on December 17th, 1903, the Wright brothers took flight. They succeeded where everyone else hadn't. And they succeeded because they were determined. They believed in something greater than themselves. They had a dream to change the face of the way the world looked. And all of the people who worked with them also believed that. And that's the recipe to success. Samuel Pierpont Langley had the money, he had the people, he had the time, he had everything put in place that you would consider would make it succeed for him. But on the day the Wright brothers took flight, not many people were there to see it. It was probably a few days later that the word spread. And as soon as Samuel Pierpont Langley found this out, he quit completely. He stopped pursuing this dream to figure out the flying machine or to even try to innovate upon it. So his motivation was fame and money, not changing the world. That was the Wright brothers' dreams, and that's why they succeeded. Back then, apparently, the two brothers used to go out with five spare parts for 5 different flights because they'd crash at least 5 times before dinner time, apparently. And it was their determination and their vision to change the world that got them to take flight on December 17th, 1903. And that's why we know the Wright brothers. And maybe most of you watching may have never heard of Samuel Pierpont Langley. Not that he wasn't a great mind who didn't achieve great things, he did. But the Wright brothers had the vision that was bigger than themselves. It was more than money or fame. It was to change the world. And I believe when your motivation, when your dream or your vision is about something greater than you, it's about changing the world for the better, then no matter what the situation, no matter what money you have or what experience or education you have, you are going to succeed. If you stay with the outcome, you stay with the dream. So I hope you liked this week's story, and if you want to look a little bit more into Samuel Pierpont Langley or the Wright brothers, then I'd encourage you to do so. I came upon this information when I heard a TED Talk from Simon Sinek, and he used this as a reference to great leaders and people who actually change the world. So I hope you take this story into your life and the lessons from it. And as always, please like and share this story because you never know who it will speak to or who will need to hear it. And until next week, stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe. Bye.